Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 16. Only a few games to cast today, but we're starting out here with Houston versus Puppy. And it was a cherry pie. Very good. Yeah, I've got some sort of pie addiction. I think my roommates are like losing their minds. I'm eating so many pies. Anyway, this is gonna be Connor versus Coalition. Fun matchup here. Houston's already putting the potato cow in the chat there, so I think he's not very happy with how he plays this. if I'm understanding correctly. No, it should be 3 series. We did Shrike versus Cow last time, and remember Houston versus Phoenix got posted twice because Phoenix screwed up the replays. Yeah. Shepherd's pie is really freaking good, I will agree. I really agree. Oh, because the map is bad. Yeah, well, Houston does pretty much hate this map with a passion. It's gonna be ref mode, by the way. Pretty good timing for him. Well, what is Puppy up to? It looks like probably this is SC for... Oh, no, he has LAV fab already, doesn't he? And it's gonna be a carry production upgrade. Alright, so it looks like he's gonna go for some LAV spamification, like you do. This guy's actually carrying a couple RUs, which is a little unfortunate, but it's okay. Well, I know how training with just carrier is. I think Houston is correct. Did you do that, like, before this game? Or was it after? Anyway, yeah, you'll see this guy ends up dropping his, oh, it's today. This guy ends up dropping his RUs, but it's not a huge deal, but you always want to drop those guys off if you can before you send them to the other side. And yeah, it's ref mode first for Houston, so Puppy, I think, is actually falling pretty behind because he's not really attacking. I think if you're gonna go with some LAV spam, you probably want to retire the base runner. He even threw the probe out, which is costing a little bit more and slowing him down. It could be AVs, right? But of course he doesn't have any RU miners, and also, you know, he's not even touching the tech, so it's definitely not AVs. So as soon as he gets done here, I think this is a pretty good spot for Houston already. And if I were him, I'd be doing exactly this. He wants to go out and scout to see what his opponent is up to. Yes. And if I were him, I would actually queue... Yep, a PC, look at that. And if you end up, you know, seeing some kind of an attack coming, you can just cancel it and get attacked instead. This is usually the call when you're going ref mode first here. We've not been seeing people keep their base runners Galzian Connect very often. And so, they need to scout with the skims, but... By the way, these skims are not actually making it into the carrier. I would just kind of split them up, right? Rather than having them in a group here, and then, you know, you'll get vision even if you have to sacrifice 1 or 2 of them, which is totally fine. But yeah, if you keep the base runner, you might be able to get away with like 2 PC without Sand Skimmer fab, but it seems kind of risky. I don't know. This is kind of a standard way of playing the ref mode first build. Yeah, okay, he's on it. He's on it. What is he doing? That's a very good question. I feel like he needs to have 4 times as many units. Because he's had carry production upgrade this whole time, although he's not floating, which is interesting. Well, actually, no, he is floating, but it's not, like, egregious, you know? 2 PCs done, by the way. Puppy saw that with the probe. And now it's gonna be a Soul Chip fab, probably looking to press the win button. You love to see it. Yeah, this is just a good opening for Houston compared to Puppy here. I mean, I feel like Puppy is not getting anything done, so... Indeed. And of course the probe went down, but that's the only blood that's been drawn this game. Still no tech. I mean, he must, cause but we can't see it because it's the DOK replays, of course. Taking AV Fab now. But yeah, like, if he wasn't floating, you know, 2,000 CUs there, he must have been queuing up, like, 8 LAVs or something. Okay, looks like an SC is coming out as well, which is good for him. Get him up to 2 base. It's gonna be vital here, actually. And he actually has, math. He actually has 9 salvagers right now, too, so he's gonna have quite a bit of RU income. Yeah, I think for Houston, going for interceptors would be a good call here. Just because, I mean, it's Torn Crater, obviously, you know, enough said, right? But Con of Siege would be a good call. I mean, whatever he wants to do. It looks like he's taking armored unit defenses for now. You do like to see that, otherwise they're pretty, surprisingly weak against LAVs. And yet, sure enough, presses the win button, so I guess we can just quit this replay. Just get honor guard. Yeah, no, Con of Siege is really good, and I think it's because anytime there are choke points like this, Con of Siege loves it. They can be really close range, and they can barrage over the cliff. So, Collage Teeth and Torn Crater are kind of the prototypical Con of Siege maps. And I love this, by the way. One scheme goes out to scout the 3rd base. Actually, he sees it being open, so Houston has, like, the exact read on the timing for 3 base here, so he knows that he's ahead. And yeah, if I were him, I'd be feeling really comfortable. This is a pretty easy game so far. Could fill out 1 more salvager, but that's not a... Oh, by the way, a little tip that you guys can learn. If you go up here to the top side, you'll see how many salvagers are mining each type. So if you want to know if you're fully satted or not, just look up here and see if it says 8 and 6, which now it does. Mr. Caster, what honor guard has more synergy opportunities? Well, obviously they're the same unit, but I would say the Conf one, because Conf Siege and honor guards is like an unbeatable composition, but... You know, the number of times that we see people get honor guards and siege out is pretty rare, so probably not a huge deal. All the other mid-tier units are the same, of course. Mobility support? Yeah, I guess that's true, actually. I guess that's true. Thing is, honor guards actually really do like having somebody to tank for them as well, though, which Galzian can do better with their carrier, but it's always a little risky to tank with the carrier, as I'm sure you know if you've watched my games. By the way, Railgun Fab on the way here, but Houston is making a pretty good push. I think you should be careful with these skims, because he probably just loses these for nothing. Yeah, right now, all he wants to do is just kind of deny the mining time, which I think is perfect for him. A little bit of odd rally points over there as well. But here come the AVs. This is armor 1 with 2 on the way. Armor 2 for Houston. And I think that's kind of the point where assault ships start winning in the 1v1, but this is unequal numbers, and of course with good smoke micro, Puppy can always kind of clinch that as well. But Con of Siege tech is done, and oh my gosh, the first one is actually already on the field as well. This probe should be seeing it, but I don't think it is. So yeah, Houston wins, right? Well, we'll have to see. It's obviously not quite so straightforward, but like what he's doing here, backing away, using up the heal from his assault ships. And if Puppy chases down with the LAVs, he's just gonna lose those, so he should be fine to get away for now. And denied a little bit of mining time, you always like to see it, but it'd be really good to mobilize this guy. Off he goes, and I assume this is another one building. Range upgrade, excellent upgrade, definitely recommend getting this. And the flank, yeah, that's also true. But yeah, the range upgrade for Con of Siege is even more important, I think, than for normal Siege, because, it actually, I mean, with both types of Siege, it buffs the auto fire, but for Con of Siege, that is like its main weapon, right? So having a bit more range on that thing is extremely important. Yeah, this flank is going pretty well. Not too much action on the other side of the map at the moment, so looks like just 2 salvagers getting killed for nothing, and then if I were him, I'd back away. Maybe he'll lose one of these assault ships. Yeah, it looks like he will, but I don't think Houston really cares about that. That was definitely worth it. Well, he might lose both actually, but looks like on the other side of the map we have a fight going on as well. And this time again it's 4 versus 4, so on paper Houston wins that with some really good smoke micro. You might be able to turn this around, but also that guy did survive. There's also a Con of Siege Cruiser here, so you know that's kind of the kingmaker on the field right now. Even the railguns might have some hard time fighting against it. They don't have Mag XL yet, and Con of Siege obviously does have that barrage ability. Looks like we do have range upgrade coming out, and there are heavy railguns on the field, so Houston's composition just looks perfect, you know? I think the only thing he needs is anti-air, but then again, his opponent is not teching air, so... But, you know, it would be good for him to, like, send a couple skims out, maybe if he can, to scout this, and if he can't scout it, to just tech missile ship fab in case. Or interceptor fab, yeah, that'll do it. So he's gonna go for this option instead. And you really don't want him standing still there. Only one LAV dies, but still. Con of Siege is very, very scary to strikecraft. Barrage comes out. And it manages to miss entirely, but, you know, it happens. Con of Siege's barrage in Jaraci is not quite as good as the other siege cruisers, but definitely still a tool that they've got. And now there are 2 of them, so it's getting out of hand, you see. The other thing to point out is that because these railguns can't really heal themselves, any amount of damage on them is kind of gonna stick until they can go back to base and heal up, so... Oh, okay, well you definitely don't want to be moving forward toward this line of sight blocker. But yeah, you know, if you can just barrage them anytime that you've got it available, you want to do it, because you can start whittling them down. And you can see now, one more barrage is basically going to kill these things, so they kind of just can't be here anymore. They have to go back and heal up. And that's how Con of Siege beats railguns. It's a slow battle, but it's one that they win. Not really any action on the flank here, and I think that's bad for Puppy, because really he can't win this fight. I mean, the unit comp is just so terribly one-sided here, right? Like, I think what he has to do is got to make some sort of an attack go on the other side of the map. It's gonna be tough, by the way. And hello? Oh, that reminds me, Leviathan's Rad said hi, and I just, like, completely ignored him. Sorry about that. Looks like KSC in range of the railguns now. By the way, range upgrade. That's good. He might lose this one, actually, but I think that's okay. He's trading out for a lot of railguns. This one's gonna die as well. It didn't! It has 26 HP! Oh, armor 3 OP. Alright, never mind. But still. Houston is really bullying his opponent now, and I think, oh my, holy Q here. Yeah, Houston is floating like a lot. I think maybe he should cancel these, get a third PC, and then start building them again. But this is gonna be funny, because he'll just come out and air snipe his opponent. The other thing that I'd like to see him do, though, first off, is get Afterburner. If you got this many interceptors, you might as well get Afterburner. And then get range calibration, which will allow your railguns to just even heavier stomp on the enemy railguns, and maybe EMP rounds, but I don't think you need it here. Yeah, I mean, look, he's like full wing here. It's ridiculous. He doesn't have the bombers yet, I guess. Maybe we'll see that eventually, but... By the way, again, anytime you see the railguns, you want to be barraging them, so we'll see if Houston gets vision on this. Air snipe, but no, he'll just kill the entire ground army and then move in with the KSC. But yeah, he sees the railguns now, so there's the barrage. And this guy's on cooldown, actually. But here comes the pain. This is a lot of interceptors. I feel like you should probably be launching all of them instead of just half of them. But still, you know, I think this is game over right here. You can tell that a player is really far ahead when they just randomly show up with, like, an entire air force, right? That means that they didn't even have to use it before, you know, that's kind of the tell that, yeah, this game was over, it's just one player didn't realize it yet. And there goes the whole ground army, as predicted. Hey, it's Marchwell. Looks like he lost one interceptor. Very sad. And he's building honor guards. Houston just has infinite money, apparently. Okay. Yeah, this game is over. there's just really no way. I don't think that Puppy can get back in it. By the way, it would be really nice to just snipe out this probe with one of these interceptors. But... oh well, he'll get to that eventually, I'm sure. Missile batteries are here, so now the interceptors can't just do whatever they like, but they're still gonna be pretty strong right here. Oh yeah, you're building them. Yeah, they're good games, you know? It's hard to stay away. If I don't play DOK for long enough, I just start to miss it. Even the Sand Skimmer's getting involved here. There's really no anti-strike craft left except for the missile batteries. You could be trying to mortar, but it's only got one left. Oh, don't leave this thing alive. What the? Oh my gosh. What's going on over here? So it looks like there is some kind of a flank going on. Fortunately, there's an honor guard to help stem the tides of damage over here, but... you know, good job by Puppy. Got something going, at least. Kind of man to dream about sand. Yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh! Good job, Houston. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the border ability is good, so you do need to be a little careful driving skims into missile batteries like that. Jeez Louise. He needed the fleet capacity. Yeah, that's it. He wanted to free up some more fleet capacity, you know, don't worry about it. Oh my goodness. I mean, honestly, speaking of fleet capacity, though, it's probably best for Houston that he doesn't rebuild these salvagers, because look, he's got so much money in the bank, he's floating a lot. Sacrifice to the rocket gods, yeah. Holy moly, yeah. Okay, there we go. He heard you, he heard what you were saying. Anyway, if I were Houston, though, I would probably fill up the rest of the missing fleet cap with honor guards and Con of Siege, and like I was saying, that is just an unbeatable unit comp. Like, I don't know what the heck you're supposed to do about it. He could even get HDC AA at some point if he wants it. He could just go for like a demoralization victory, to be honest. Nuke it? Yeah, that's probably the one thing you can do is nuke it. And this is Coalition, so, you know, Nuke is pretty strong, but he doesn't have any carrier power yet. Houston's actually yielding ground, though, which is very funny to me. Like, he definitely wins that fight, but I think he just doesn't realize it. Looks like he is replacing the salvagers anyway. Yeah, like, you can't fight this with LAVs. LAVs can kill honor guards if your opponent makes some big positioning mistakes, but they literally just can't kill a Con of Siege. Like, it takes them 10 years to finish them off. And both of those units do so much damage to strike craft. Yeah, definitely not the call you want. Maybe a few of them for vision, and that's about all you can do. The Thinking Man's unit. What, Con of Siege, the Thinking Man's unit? Yeah, definitely. Oh boy. It's a good unit, you know? It's a good unit. Used to be absolutely busted in vanilla, but... in Jaraci, it's just very good. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, right? Like, the LAVs are gonna dive in here, they're trying to hit the railgun even, which is a target that they can do damage to, but... it just doesn't matter, like... you know, you can't possibly do anything to him. Honor guard taking some fire on this side of the flank, though. Honor guards are also very good units, of course. He can take damage like that, just back away and heal it up. You can see his opponent's railguns are all sort of damaged there. Kind of carrier missiles are starting to land as well. This honor guard needs to be careful with his positioning though, because it is carrier blocked right now, which means it's not actually able to fire. Interceptor is going to come in and capitalize on that damage, which the honor guard had done. I don't really know where the missile batteries went. I guess there's 2 of them over here, but the rest of them aren't dead. Oh, hero interceptor manages to get out. Yeah, that's a nice way of kind of beating the Kharak siege in the indirect fire department, but it's tough because you also need something to tank. I mean, I think that like a combo of artillery and battle cruisers is actually sort of the thing. It's complicated. It's not easy to beat Kharak siege, but when Kharak siege and honor guards are out, now it just feels almost impossible. By the way, more LAV sacrifices over here. AAV artillery, now that's an idea. And this is what I was saying about how honor guards can die if your opponent sort of positions them badly, but even so, it's hard to do. This unit does so much damage against Strikecraft, right? Even with just the minimal escort of like a couple skims and 2 assault ships, it just can't die. Should be running away now though. Looks like this one's probably gonna fall. I mean, who really cares? Houston, by the way, has 7,500 CUs in the bank, so if he needs more units, he can build them. Don't worry about it. Holy units lost tab. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the whole story of the game right here. Yikes. And now that it's just the carrier left, it's only a matter of time before it falls. And Houston will take game 1 against Puppies. Game 2 up here. Whoa. Whoa. What am I doing? Which is on Kartova. Yeah, that sounded a little bit charged, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, here we go on Kartova. Oh my gosh. Anyway, same faction picks. I think that this one is Puppy's grab. Oh dear. We'll see what build Puppy is going for this time. I think last game he really kind of played a pretty bad build, which set him far behind in the early game. But yeah, this time that looks like an SD. Much, much better. Salvager mines and gunship, yeah, that's... No, we're not playing joke patch here, come on, hold up. But for Houston, it's gonna be the early blast drone factory attack. No, he didn't get LAV fed. So he's doing this right. And the economy is weak on the backside as you expect, but that's kind of how you have to play this, because the Conf player needs to hit almost immediately to make this work. I thought he was popping smoke there. No, that's the Salvager with its step pack over here. Okay, so Houston is arriving, and Puppy doesn't have any defense yet. This is where you want to attack. The turret cooldown is only about 10 seconds away, so Houston should be driving in right now. He doesn't want to take any more time than he has to here, or else the window is going to close very quickly. One salvager gonna get picked off by skims. That actually is a very good start. But I think that we're gonna see a turret set down here, and the window is sort of already closed. Okay, Puppy should really be putting the turret down. He should really be putting the turret down. Okay, there it is, but the turret is actually pretty late. See if the BD can make the hit. Oh no, it's gonna hit the carrier, isn't it? Oh. Oh no, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, well, at least you can just try and run off here. You did get one salvager kill at least, so it's not all hopeless. AV Fab has started already for Puppy, but this is a very bad start for Houston, I would say. He hasn't lost yet, but it ain't looking good. Plus, the turret on the main is always going to give pretty good defense, so... We do have a couple of RU salves being built now. Second PC is on the way. So these are good follow-up moves for Houston, but yeah, it's looking a little rough. AV Fab was actually cancelled. Looks like it's just going to be LAVs to defend. Uh-oh, bad Q. Yeah, if you would cancel that Q, you could be getting something else instead right now, but... Well, I don't know. I guess the only thing you could really do is fleet cap. Or blast drones. He does need that, but... Yeah, Carrier's right, actually. But I don't think he wants to go ref mode this game. I think he's looking for rails instead. But it's going to be tough because his RU mining was very low. He does flip one of the CU guys onto RUs. That's a very good move right there. Because that's what he needs right now. He doesn't need more CUs. He can replace this guy at this point now. Artifact is coming out. And Puppy with the assault pack, that actually does make things a little bit more sticky for Houston. Really does want to replace this missing salve as well, though, and that's actually kind of a big deal. Because at some point you're going to have a drain on CUs again, and you're really going to need that. No, he can go rails, because he's got the 2 PC. It's when your opponent has the 2 production lines and you don't, that's when you can't really go for the railguns. Okay, Railfab started here. Again, though, really gotta replace this this salvager here. It's not good. Probe is out, by the way. This one wants to go to the carrier and check the tech. And the PC is actually kind of trying to chase it down, but it looks like he's not going to get it. And Railfab on the way from Puppy. Yeah, I mean, it really does look like he knows exactly what to do here. Who knew Lieutenant Morningwood was such a good coach? Okay, there we go. Salvager being replaced. Attempted the dive for the skims. That was actually really close. They took this guy down to 2, but it's gonna end up being a 1 for 0. But as the railguns come out here, now you can start playing your game plan. This is pretty delayed for Houston. I mean, this is going to be tough to pull off, but it's kind of like a rail rush with a very bad start because the Blast Drone Factory never got anything done. And you cannot be idle at all. Like, this is a situation where every single second is going to count because your opponent already has Railgun Fab done. He's going to start building them pretty soon, and then you're just going to be kicked out entirely, so... He needs to be up there in the front line, maybe have a couple of assault railguns, so we get some good mining, yeah. But you've got to be pushing right now, like, this is way too passive. And the clock is ticking, you know? It's going to be bad. Damage 1 is done on the LAVs too, so they're starting to get stronger and stronger as time goes on here. I hate to say it, but I'm not a believer. No LDMs for Houston as well, obviously that's gonna hurt. Okay, here we go, we're finally hitting the carrier. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah, that turret is really gonna shut things down. And actually, Just Carrier is right, the LAVs are outnumbering the skims by a lot here. Houston not really in danger of losing the PC. You have to remember there is still a blast drone in tow here, so you've got to be... Okay, now he's in danger. Now he's going to lose the PC. Oh my goodness. Well, that was not it. I don't know why Houston's army just left, but, you know, okay. Yeah, and without the blast run anywhere nearby, the skims are just gonna get murdered here. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you can just go ahead and surrender at this point. Once the Railgun Rush loses a PC, the game is just over. Even without ups, that was lost. The positioning was just kind of beyond terrible right there, I hate to say it. Blast Drone's gonna see if it can do anything here. It's actually probably gonna get a hit. It didn't detonate. Oh, no. But yeah, second PC is gonna die here. Yeah, just too passive all around. You know, Blast Drone Factory and Rail Rush, they're both openers that require you to, like... They're both openers that require you to really be on top of your timings and not give your opponent any space to breathe, right? And so I think that they're both pretty hard to execute that way. And after the Blast Drone Factory doesn't go very well, moving into the Railgun Rush is really, really difficult, so... That was a nice missile. Whoa, the LAVs blew up the carrier, did you see that? Anyway, it's gonna be a 1-for-1 for Houston and Puppy here. And that's good news for Puppy, it's very bad news for Houston as he tries to fight his way up into the upper bracket. Thanks for watching, move on to the next one.